so before I got into to um, showing you the actual scene that I'm breaking down, um, I wanted to show you guys the assets and kind of explain how I made them really quickly for like the bookshelf. Fairly basic, right? You like let's just do an example. You take, I don't know, a cube and you scale it on the x. Let's just say like that for now, okay? And show you scale on the y, right? So now you have this cube, just like that, kind of, okay? 1x. Okay, and so now you press 3 and you inset. Actually, I like to control A and like do all the transforms so everything is like uniform. And so let's just say you do it like that, and then you extrude it all the way back. Boom, and now you have like this little basic bookshelf, super simple, right? Boom, take a plane, okay, and you just scale it on the X again until you like what you're seeing, and you scale it on the Y, and you're like, wow, super awesome, right? And you extrude it up, wow, and see now you have like these little boards, and that's just like a basic bookshelf thing um, that you can do. Super simple. For this, these are from Quixel Megascan, so you can get these little books from the Megascan library on Quixel, which you can get for free if you have Unreal. And these boards are a little more, like there's bevels and there's like cuts on them on the edges. I think, is there? No, is there not? No, that's a different thing. There is no cuts on them. There's like edge loops that you move around, make them look like more, not as correct, because in real life nothing is correct. Everything's wonky. And then you have this ring, which is just a circle, right? Boom, circle. And then you go into like the edit mode, and you select all these, and you extrude them up. You're like, wow, that's crazy. You like shade it smooth. You're like, wow, that's even crazier. And then you can like kind of give it some thickness, because everybody wants to be thick. And so you kind of just extrude and scale it up, and now you have this thicky, big glicky ring thing here. Super cool, right? Um, and then you just put your textures on it, basic textures for all these. Um, the emission here and the mix shader principle here, factor of the ring letters. So I just took like a PNG. You'll see what the modeling process. So yeah, it's the same thing for these boards, stuff like that. Most of the textures are off Quixel. This one isn't. Stuff like that. Floor texture, different roughness map. Give it some scratches. These rings are circles again, and yeah, you'll basically see how I did it all, but kind of just giving you guys some basic knowledge on it. And yeah, you just kind of extrude stuff, slide things around. It's really not too difficult, I don't think, but you'll see how I do it all in the next. So once everything was finished, um, I kind of just went ahead and placed models in the scene. So here, I took the bookshelves and I kind of just, laid them in here. Took the floor, put it in here, put some fog, which is just a volume scatter with a low density. And so for this little like half circle like book thing here, I just literally just took a this and I just deleted these the front faces. So faces, and I deleted the top, and I deleted the bottom. I think I deleted these too. I don't know. I just deleted everything that was in front of the camera, and I just scaled it. And yeah, and I just threw the texture on there. It's a texture I got off Google of like bookshelves, and then I went in and I just did I click on the fog? I didn't even click on the fog. I went in here and just boom, hue, kind of mess with the hue a little bit. Color ramp for that, for the roughness, dialing in the blacks and the whites, which are like the shiny parts and the dull parts, I guess. And yeah, boom, you have this little like background with books. And for the stairs, what I did was they look wonky from this angle, like hella janky, right? But from here, they look fine. And it's all about playing your angles right, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, for those, I just kind of like in a different comp or a different blend file, I made like this little like stair thing, right? And I used a mirror modifier to get it perfect on both sides. And I don't know, I just kind of did something like this. Apply here. And I kind of just lifted it a little, and then I inset it. I got like this really small thing, and then extrude, and then like scaled out, and head like something like that, right? Not exactly like that, but you get it, and then kind of just extruded out, lift it up like that, and now you kind of have like this half of a stair. And then I used an array modifier and lined them up. It was kind of tedious. I really don't want to do it, but I can something like that. And I like dialed it down, so I was like, oh okay, well 0 point like 90, and then I was like, oh, and then I raised it to where they like almost matched. So I was like 0.121. Oh wow, crazy. And then I like moved them closer, which would be like I don't know 0.800, but not. So it was like 0.850, and I just kept dialing in. It was like 0.861. I was like, oh, that's not what it is. But yeah, basically, that's not what it is. But and then I extruded these out, and then I was like, oh, boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, okay, what can I do to get it like a little kind of curved? And so I was like, simple deform. And I was like, wow, that looks crazy. Let's not do that. And I kind of did it like this. I think it was the twist. Was it twist on the Z? It was. It was kind of like that. And so I kind of twisted it. And it kind of made it look like it was curving up from a distance. And so yeah, that's how I did that. And so it's really not too hard. And I just took the assets, filled them in, took the rings, scaled them in and out, and added the fog and all that. Threw them in here, threw the ladders in, and yeah, it was really simple and easy. I think for most. Hopefully you'll be able to pick it up pretty fast. It wasn't too hard. like I said, it's pretty basic. If you want to know how to like extrude and how to kind of model basic stuff and model shapes, there's plenty of tutorials out there. This is just kind of showing how I made the scene and took a spotlight here from the top and got these cool shadows that like touch the floor, and you'll see them in the render. You can see them in the render on my Instagram, and they like kind of show up on the floor, which is really cool. And then I took these point lights that are orange and just kind of placed them around, kind of cool. And then the rings give their own lighting. It's kind of just finding that right lighting. Yeah, and then for the camera, it was 40 focal length, and I didn't do depth of field, but I could have. But yeah, and then that's pretty much that for the scene. Alright, now we're on the last part of the tutorial, which is the compositing, getting the scene to look even cooler outside of Blender, which is really important. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff on here. Not too much, but a good amount. So yeah, alright. So on here, I just took and added some noise on the first layer. We'll turn all this other stuff off. So yeah, this is what it looks like just with the CC, uh, which is the color correction. You just have the noise, curves. All this is in After Effects. Um, so I just made the darks go down more and the lights go up more. And so yeah, and then you have the brightness and contrast. Kind of just adding more contrast, adding more brightness. And I messed with the hue a little bit. The highlights are brighter orange, midtones are on a bluish, and the shadows are on a bluish, which they could be anything, it doesn't have to be that. And then added looks to add a thing called an S curve, which kind of just gave it that like pop of the brightness here, which I really wanted that to pop and shine. And so yeah, added that. Added a vignette, curved the sides more. Added a glow, just kind of helped this pop more. And that's pretty much that for the first layer. Most of the stuff is on the first layer. It's really all up to how you do your color correction and stuff. Yeah, that's where all mine is. Okay, then I added a bokeh, which is just like an overlay of like a bokeh, and I just put it on screen, and then went into the opacity and turned that down. And then I had the dirt, went to same thing, screen, opacity turned down, adjustment layer for, what is on this? No, there's nothing on that? Okay, nothing's on that. Maybe I was gonna add something there. I have no idea. And then I added this like beam of light that comes down here and kind of just makes this pop, kind of like, oh wow, cool little ring shiny thing in the middle. So yeah, I put that on screen, and then I lowered it to like 40. And you can also like mess with the blending layers of your like other adjustment layers, mainly the CC one. See if I added it to add, it kind of makes everything brighter, uh, back up normal, makes that pop more. Lighten, kind of lower contrast. Screen, lower contrast but brighter in the middle, stuff like that. It depends on the look you're going for. So, sorry, my little brother's walked in. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and it's just that, and that's pretty much how I got the scene here. Um, Pretty cool. I think it's gonna be a pretty cool scene that you guys can start off with. If not, you can try to do something like this. Um, for the black bars, just CC jaws. I rendered this in a lower, I think it was like 1920 by 860 in Blender, so I could get the cinematic, black bars and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the scene. If you guys need any like, more explanation or help with anything else, just message me on my Instagram or just leave a comment and I'll check it out. So yeah, thanks, and catch you